On tonight, a big real estate move in downtown Buffalo. One of the city's largest employers, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, will leave its headquarters right there on West Genesee Street, just off the 190, and move into Buffalo's tallest tower, Seneca One. It is a big change. Highmark had been in the old building since 2007. The official move is scheduled for just about a year from now in the spring of 2024. Highmark, with its 1,400 employee workforce, will be headquartered in the top 5 floors of Seneca One Tower, which is also, of course, home to M&T and various other tenants. Highmark's president, Dr. Michael Edbauer, joins me now live. We appreciate you coming in to talk about this. I know a lot of people chatting as the news kind of developed throughout the day today. Why make the move?
Well, first of all, we're very excited about it, as you noted. We really think this is one of the best opportunities for our associates. We're looking to really get them re-engaged, especially after going through all of COVID and being in a hybrid setting. So as we start to re-engage our folks coming back to the office, we thought it was a great opportunity. Coupling that with the opportunity to really be part of Buffalo's downtown resurgence, the activity that's going on there, the history we've had at Canal Side, it all just seemed to make perfect sense for it to be able to move to that facility.
And Highmark was leasing the space inside your current, I think a lot of people probably thought maybe that you owned that building. You didn't, and the lease is just up, right? So that's why correct. Now is the time for this. You mentioned in the news release this hybrid model that so many companies have now. A lot of employees, work sometimes from home, sometimes in the office. How much of a factor was that when you were looking at how to make this move?
It certainly played a part. We always actually had a flexible work schedule even before the pandemic, so some of our employees could work from home, and we're continuing with that. But we do want to make sure as we reintroduce people back to the work setting that it's one that they can feel very good about, one that really helps to put together the team effort, the collegiality, and really the energy that's present in Seneca One building is really incredible.
You touched on this a little bit. When you move inside the tower, you're going to be, sharing space with the other tenants there. We think of M&T. They've got the big tech hub there right near Canal Side. What is it about Seneca One Tower, a place that, by the way, just a number of years ago, there were discussions about tearing the place down, and now here it is almost full with your company moving in there. What is it about the tower that makes it so appealing, and you're getting the top 5 floors, which I imagine are prime real estate?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. So part of it is location. It really is in the heart of downtown, right at Canal Side, really part of that revitalization. So many things that are available nearby, stores, restaurants, so we can really have that available for our employees. And then you also touched on the other part, all the great partners in the building. We're fortunate to have relationships with many of the businesses that are already in the building, and we also believe that we share their innovative view of the future for Western New York and Buffalo in particular, so we're very excited about that.
I think when a lot of us saw the news today, we thought, the building that you're in right now is a large space, right? And with you moving out, there are some other tenants in there. You're not the only ones. But we think about big picture, what the commercial real estate market is like in downtown Buffalo. And we actually talked to Dottie Gallagher with the Buffalo Niagara Partnership today, and she said, look, the prices throughout downtown are still very stable despite some of these issues with more people working remotely and that sort of thing. How do you see that as a factor, and is it something we should worry about with companies doing more remote work? Is it going to lead to a lot of empty office buildings?
I don't think so. I think actually part of our motivation for moving was to actually re-engage our employees, bring them back into the building, back downtown, and we want it to be a setting that we felt was most appropriate for them. I think there's going to be great opportunity for the old building, for new opportunities to come in different ways. I'm sure there will be many developers who will be interested in that, but for us, we see this as actually something that was an opportunity to improve the engagement, so actually take the hybrid setting and maximize what it can do for us within our office.
Yeah, that old building, by the way, our viewers see the view from the top of it all the time because we have our live camera that's right on the top there, and it gives stunning views. When you talk about this hybrid model, something that you had before, people worked from home sometimes even before the pandemic. But how do you see that transitioning within, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, but also just a lot of these companies? I mean, are these conversations that you're having in boardrooms and in conversations with your top leadership about how, you want to recruit good employees, so sometimes you have to make these offers, but sometimes you need to do things in person?
Yeah, I think it really is truly hybrid. There's some things we can do very effectively from home, and there's other things that when you have the ability to be face-to-face, have that conversation, bring the team together to get those collaborative efforts together, those are things that we don't want to miss out on. And we do appreciate that given the period of time that people were away, we have to reintroduce people into a setting that they feel comfortable. So that's part of the reason why we think with the new Seneca One location, we'll be able to bring all those things together.
Finally, let me ask you logistically, moving a company the size of yours has got to be a daunting thing. I imagine that's why we're learning about it now, a full year ahead of when it's actually going to be happening. I imagine it's an expensive proposition. What is it going to be like for you and your team over the next year to get ready for a move like this, and how are you preparing the space in the tower?
So we're fortunate. We have a great logistics team who really did a lot of the work with helping us kind of even get to the point we are now. We are already beginning that planning phase of all the work that will occur to be able to get things packaged up, move over, and do it in a way that it's as least traumatic as possible for all of our employees and make it a smooth move.
I do have about 30 seconds left. I should ask you, you could have moved to the suburbs. You could have moved, I mean, this is, Western New York and Northeastern New York. Presumably you could have moved even outside the region. Why staying in downtown Buffalo?
We have a long history in Buffalo. In fact, our entire history has been in the city of Buffalo, 6 location. And this is a 10-year lease that we're signing. We're very committed to Buffalo, to Western New York, and that's something that's very important to us. So we never actually really even considered anything other than a city location for the continuation of our headquarters.
Dr. Michael Edbauer is president of Highmark, Western and Northeastern New York. It's a big announcement. I know a lot of people talking about it. Thanks so much for coming in and explaining it to us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.